The midnight lamp is burning low, watching the shadows start to grow. I'm looking for a flicker, looking for a sign, in the quiet rhythm of the laboratory line. They told me stories of the sudden spark, a flash of lightning in the deep and dark. But the truth is written in the dust and sweat, in the many hours that I haven't finished yet. It's a quiet vibration, a long distance run, before the victory is ever won. The mountain doesn't move for a heavy shout, it's the silent work that clears the doubt. I was taught the way of progress, baby, don't you know? It's not a sprint, it's a slow and steady flow. It's neither swift nor easy, it's a jagged road, carrying the heavy, beautiful load. Yeah, it's 100 no's before the single yes, in this lo-fi world of beautiful mess. The jazz is in the patience, the funk is in the grind, leaving the ego in the rush behind. One little atom, one little grain, a little bit of pleasure in a whole lot of pain. You can't cheat the time and you can't force the hand, building a kingdom on the shifting sand. It's the microscopic shift, the subtle change, finding the magic in the long and strange. You know, we live in a world that wants the now, the instant result, the overnight success. But Marie, she knew the secret of the groove. Science doesn't care about your schedule. Discovery isn't a fast talker, it's a slow dance. It's about being okay with the not yet. It's about the strength to stay in the room when everyone else leaves. Not swift, not easy, but man, once you reach that summit, the view is everything. I was taught the way of progress, baby, don't you know? It's not a sprint, it's a slow and steady flow. It's neither swift nor easy, it's a jagged road, carrying the heavy, beautiful load. In this lo-fi space, we find the all standing steady, standing tall. The slow ascent, baby, let it roll. Neither swift nor easy, but true. Marshland shadows in the morning light, a fragile stem in the middle of the night. The storm is coming with a heavy hand to sweep the small things from the sand. Just a vapor, just a drop of rain could end the rhythm and the quiet pain. Nature's whisper, thin and small, always ready, always poised to fall. It's a quiet vibration, a glitch in the law, Between the weakness and the thing we saw, the wind is heavy and the sky is wide, with nowhere for the physical to hide. Man is but a reed, the most feeble thing in nature, a tiny spark in a cosmic theater. But he's a thinking reed, baby, don't you see? Holding the weight of the whole galaxy. Yeah, he's a thinking reed, swaying in the light, noble in the middle of the endless night. The jazz is in the logic, the funk is in the mind, leaving the physical limits behind. The universe could crush this little frame, but the reed is the one who knows its name. It knows the stars, it knows the deep, while the silent giants are fast asleep. Nobility isn't in the strength of the bone, but in the secrets that the soul has known. You know, Pascal, he had the frequency right. We're so fragile, so temporary. The universe doesn't have to arm itself to destroy us. A bit of fog, a stray drop of water, that's enough to stop the heart. But here's the thing. Even if the entire world crushed him, man would still be nobler than the thing that kills him. Because he knows he's dying. He knows the universe has the advantage. But the universe knows nothing at all. That thought, that's the real groove. But he's a thinking reed, baby, don't you see? Holding the weight of the whole galaxy. In this lo-fi space, we find the old standing steady, standing tall. A thought is the treasure, baby, let it roll. A thinking reed, noble in the dark, just keep thinking. Of a borrowed name, playing the parts in a hollow game, wearing the layers that don't quite fit, trying to light a fire that won't stay lit. We're chasing the echoes of a stranger's voice, losing the rhythm, losing the choice. But underneath the armor and the velvet mask, there's a quiet truth that's waiting to ask. It's a quiet vibration, a shift in the soul, finally letting go of the world's control. It's the shedding of skin, the breaking of chains, to find the original blood in the veins. The privilege of a lifetime, baby, don't you know? It's to finally let the original colors show, to become who you truly are, deep in the bones. step into the light of your own reality. The jazz is in the honesty, the funk is in the grace of looking at the mirror and loving the face. No more apologies, no more not yet. Leaving the ghosts of the should-be regret. It's a long-distance voyage to the center of heart, the hardest work and the finest art. To stand in the center of your own design and let the weird, wonderful inner light shine. You know, we spend so much energy trying to be enough, trying to fit into the boxes other people built for us. We think the prize is at the end of the race. But Carl, he saw the real trophy. It's not the money, or the fame, or the applause. The real win, the ultimate privilege. It's the moment you stop performing, and you just start being the person you were meant to be before the world told you who to be. That's the real jazz. That's the soul. Baby, let it roll. The privilege to be you, truly you. You're drawing circles in the dust of the floor, keeping your shadow away from the door. You say this is enough, this is my place, measuring the walls of a tiny space. But a cage is a cage even if it's gold, a story of never that's already old. You lock the windows to keep out the rain, but you're locking the rhythm inside of the pain. It's a quiet vibration, a slow moving ink, leaking through the gaps before you can blink. Once you name a ceiling, the sky starts to fall, turning the garden into a wall. If you put a limit on the things you do, the shadow is gonna spread all over you, into your work, into your light, into the quietest hours of the night. Yeah, the limit is a ghost, a contagious sound, dragging the miracle down to the ground. Jazz is in the overreach, the funk is in the play, pushing the boundaries of the everyday. If you're careful with your heart, you're careful with your pen, live in the same hour again and again. The office light reflects the same hollow line as the dreams you abandon in a grand design. Spreads like a fever, it spreads like a cold, till the fire in your spirit is suddenly old. You know, we think a limit is a safety net, a way to stay within the lines, to keep from falling. But there are no plateaus, there are only the places you stop. And if you stop today, you'll stop tomorrow too. It doesn't stay in one box, it bleeds. It bleeds into the way you work, the way you love, the way you breathe. Don't build a ceiling in your mind, because once it's there, you'll never see the stars again. Break the frame. Spread all over you, into your work, into your life, into the quietest hours of the night. Oh, in this lo-fi space, we find the all standing steady, standing tall. The expansion is the answer, baby. Let it roll. Searching through the bazaar of 1,000 dreams, looking for the gold in the quietest schemes. A desert wind is whispering a secret name, while the heart is flickering like a candle flame. You got the hunger, you've got the deep desire, turning every shadow into a holy fire. It's not just a wish, it's a soul's command, moving every grain of the ancient sand. It's a quiet vibration, a shift in the sky, when the how and the when start to simplify. The omens are dancing in the neon light, guiding every step through the indigo night. And when you want something, truly want it, baby, the stars stop their drifting and they're acting crazy. All the universe conspires in a secret design to help you achieve it, to help you find the line. Yeah, the whole wide world is on your side tonight, turning all the darkness into a guiding light. Everything is moving, it's never too late. The planets are aligning in a rhythmic flow, just to help the seeds of your vision grow. It's a divine collaboration, a celestial groove, waiting for the moment that you make your move. From the depths of the ocean to the edge of the sun, the work of the miracle has already begun. You know, you think we're walking this path all alone, fighting the wind, climbing the mountain, chasing a dream that's always just out of reach. But the alchemist, he knew the secret of the stars. When you find your personal legend, when your soul finally says yes, The entire universe leans in to listen. Every star, every atom, every breath of wind starts moving the obstacles out of your way. It's a conspiracy of love, a plot to see you win. Just want it, really want it. And when you want something, truly want it, baby, the stars stop their drifting and they're acting crazy. All the universe conspires in a secret design to help you achieve it, to help you find the line. In this lo-fi space, we find your standing steady, standing tall. The conspiracy is the treasure, baby. Let it roll. The universe is helping. Everything is aligned. Achieve it. I've been carrying a secret in a heavy coat, a bitter taste and knot inside my throat. Walking through the fog of 1,000 maybes, trying to keep the script from going crazy. It's exhausting to remember every single lie underneath the pressure of a velvet sky. But the walls are closing in, the air is getting thin, and I'm tired of the mask I'm living in. It's a quiet vibration, a shift in the light when the morning sun breaks through the middle of the night. The chains are made of smoke, the bars are made of glass, waiting for the shadow of the doubt to pass. The truth will set you free, baby, don't you see? In this lo-fi world of pure honesty, it's the weight falling off, it's the breath in the lungs, the melody that's sung by the silver tongues. Yeah, the truth is the key, and the truth is the way into the clarity of a brand new day. The funk is in the freedom, the jazz is in the soul. Finally letting go of the need for control. I told the story straight, I let the rhythm lead, and found exactly what the spirit had to need. No more hiding in the corners, no more running fast from the ghost of a complicated hollow past. The truth is like a river cooling deep and wide, washing out the static that was living inside. You know, we spend so much energy protecting the lie. We think the truth is a cage, we think it's a judge, we think it's gonna break us down. But look at your shoulders, look at how high you've been carrying them. The truth isn't the hammer, it's the air. It's the moment you stop pretending you're someone else. Once you say it, once you own it, the door just slides open. You don't have to fight anymore. You just have to be. Staring at the mountain, staring at the wall, waiting for the rhythm or the curtain to fall. You say the road is closed, you say the light is gone, stuck in the static of a gray-colored dawn. The heavy stone is sitting right where you need to tread, filling up the empty spaces inside of your head. But the friction isn't here to bring you to a halt. It's the secret seasoning, it's the mineral salt. It's a quiet vibration, a shift in the bone, turning the obstacle into a throne. The pressure is a teacher, the barrier a key, unlocking the logic of the discovery. The impediment to action advances the soul, taking the broken and making it whole. What stands in the way becomes the very path. The beauty and the struggle, the holy math. Yeah, the block is the step, the fire is the light. What stands in the way becomes the way tonight. Jazz is in the tension, the funk is in the fight, turning the no into a yes, that's bright. If the water didn't hit the rock, it wouldn't ever spray. It wouldn't find the music in the middle of the day. The wall is just a catalyst, a reason to evolve, a puzzle in the pocket that you're meant to solve. It's the fuel for the engine, the grit in the wheel, making the abstract become something real. You know, we spend our lives looking for the easy route, the straight line, the open door. But Marcus, he saw the groove in the stone. He knew that a fire doesn't get stopped by the wind, it gets fed by it. Every barrier is just an invitation to grow. Every wall is just a new direction. Don't turn around, don't look for a detour. Look at the obstacle. That's not your problem, that's your path. The impediment to action advances the soul, taking the broken, making it whole. What stands in the way becomes the very path. The beauty in the struggle, the holy math. In this lo-fi space, we find the all standing steady, standing tall. The resistance is the treasure, baby. Let it roll. What stands in the way is the way advance. We're counting up the favors on a ledger sheet, walking through the logic of the city street, stacking up the boxes, building up the pile, trying to measure kindness by the golden mile. We think the bigger gesture makes the louder sound, that a heavy mountain moves the hollow ground. But the scale is different in the midnight air, when you strip it down to the reason why you care. It's a quiet vibration, a shift in the tone, a little bit of spirit in the seeds you've sown. The volume doesn't matter, the numbers are thin, it only counts the light that's living within. It's not how much we give, baby, don't you know? It's the love we put inside the seeds we sow. It's the pulse in the palm, the warmth in the hand, the only currency that the soul can understand. Yeah, the measure of the gift isn't what you spend, it's the heart that you break and the heart that you mend. Is in the focus, the jazz is in the touch. Sometimes a little bit can mean so much. A simple cup of coffee or a steady hand, the smallest grain of mercy in the desert sand. It doesn't take a fortune to change the scene, just a little bit of truth in the space between. You can give a diamond with the cold dry soul, or a copper penny that can make a person whole. You know, we get so caught up in the size of the box, the price tag, the grand announcement, the public show. We think the universe is impressed by the how much, but the spirit is looking for the how. Mother Teresa knew the rhythm, $1,000 given in spite. That's just paper, but a single crust of bread given with a true deep love, that's a feast. It's the intention, the vibration, the soul in the shift. Don't count the cost, just count the love. Inside the seeds we sow, it's the pulse in the palm, the warmth in the hand, the only currency that the soul can understand. In this lo-fi space, we find the all standing steady, standing tall. The love is the power, baby, let it roll. Not the much, but the love, give it all. Don't start the day by gathering the men with a list of tasks and a heavy pen. Don't talk of timber or the iron nail, or how to stitch the canvas for the sail. If you only speak of the hammer and the wood, the work is heavy even if it's good. You'll have a frame, you'll have a hollow shell, but no story that the heart can truly tell. It's a quiet vibration, a shift in the mind, leaving the dust of the valley behind. Before the blueprint, before the heavy hand, there's a different way to make them understand. If you wanna build a ship, baby, don't just give a plan. Don't assign the labor to every working hand. Just teach the soul to yearn, let the spirit see the vast and endless rhythm of the deep blue sea. Yeah, let the hunger grow, let the longing be for the wide horizon and the mystery. Is in the vision, the funk is in the salt. The spirit starts to move without a single fault. Speak of the wind where the currents collide. Speak of the secrets that the billows hide. Once they taste the spray upon a phantom breeze, they'll build the giant to conquer all the seas. The hands will move faster when the heart is sold on a story of a wonder that's yet to be told. You know, we think leadership is about the how, the logistics, the lumber, the sweat, and the hours. But the pilot, he knew the secret of the groove. If you give a man a tool, he'll work for a day. But if you give him a dream of the endless blue, if you make him fall in love with the horizon, he won't just build you a ship, he'll build you a legend. Don't sell the wood, sell the sea. Just give a plan. Don't assign the labor to every working hand. Just teach the soul yearn, let the spirit see the vast and endless rhythm of the deep blue sea. In this lo-fi space we find the all standing steady, standing tall. The longing is the engine, baby. Let it roll. Teach them to love the sea, the endless sea. Let them sail. The blueprints torn, the gears have ground to a halt. We're sifting through the dust, looking for the fault. The tower we built didn't reach the morning sky, and we're standing in the rain, asking where and why. But don't look at the rubble like it's a closing door. It's just the raw material lying on the floor. The silence of the engine isn't a funeral into something new. The crash is just a message, a secret in the soul to help you take a smarter, steady kind of control. Failure is simply the opportunity, baby, yeah, to begin again in the midnight air. But this time we're wiser, this time we're keen, seeing all the patterns that we haven't seen. Begin again, more intelligently, you know, with a sharper vision and a deeper flow. The jazz is in the edit, the funk is in the fix, mixing up the logic with the magic in the bricks. You can't find the answer if the question's never asked, and you can't see the future if you're hiding from the past. Sharpen the pencil, adjust the heavy weight. The second time around we're gonna defy fate. Awareness is the power, the lesson is the key, unlocking the logic of the mystery. You know, we treat a mistake like it's a dead end, like the music just stops and the lights go out. But Henry, he saw it through the smoke and the steel. Failure isn't the finish line, it's a reset button. It's the universe giving you a clean slate, but with a better set of tools this time. Don't just start over, start smarter. Adjust the groove, refine the soul. Failure, simply the opportunity, to begin again in the midnight air. But this time we're wiser, this time we're keen, seeing all the patterns that we haven't seen. In this lo-fi space we find the all, standing steady, standing tall. The refine, reset, baby, let it roll. Not a failure, just an opportunity. Try again smarter. The shadows stretch across the wooden floor, while iron locks are clicking on the door. The sky is hidden by a veil of gray, and all the noisy world feels miles away. It's easy to get lost in what we've lost, to count the heavy weight and count the cost. But there's a secret rhythm in the air, if you look for the magic that's hiding there. It's a quiet vibration, a shift in the sight, turning the darkness into amber light. A sudden frequency, a soulful grace, reflected in the corners of this quiet space. Think of all the beauty still left around you. Let the silver lining find a way to surround you. The world is heavy, but the heart is free, in the light of the leftover geometry. us in what remains. Be the sunshine through the winter rains. The jazz is in the dust motes in the sun. The funk is in the way the colors run. A single flower growing through the stone. The music that you make when you're all alone. There's beauty in the breath, beauty in the beat, the pulse of the life beneath your very feet. It's not about the garden that they took away. It's about the single petal that is here to stay. You know, we get so focused on the walls. We look at the bars and the cold, hard stone. We think the beauty is gone because the horizon is gone. But look closer. Look at the way the light hits the floor. Look at the kindness in a shared glance. Look at the strength in your own hands. And knew it, even in the silence. She didn't look at the misery. She looked at the beauty still left. Because as long as you can see the light, you're never truly in the dark. Just breathe and be happy. Around you, let the silver lining find a way to surround you. The world is heavy, but the heart is free in the light of the leftover geometry. In this lo-fi space, we find the awe, standing steady, standing tall. The beauty is the anchor, baby, let it roll. Residual beauty, just be happy, it's still here. It's still here. Walking in a circle on a purple floor, locked inside a room without a key or door. You're picking up the pieces of the same mistakes. Wonder why the rhythm always bends and breaks. You think it's the wind, you think it's the rain, telling you a story of a phantom pain. But the engine is running in the basement deep, while the conscious mind is falling fast asleep. It's a quiet vibration, a secret in the dark, a ghost in the machinery looking for a spark. Pulling on the wires, tugging on the line, drawing out the blueprint of a hidden design. Until you make the unconscious conscious, baby. It's gonna drive your life until it drives you crazy. You'll call it fate, you'll call it the stars, while you're sitting behind invisible bars, yeah. Shine a light on the shadow you keep. Wake up the soul from the long, dark sleep. The jazz is in the silence, the funk is in the hidden, all the little secrets that were once forbidden. You repeat the patterns that your father made, walking like a puppet in the masquerade. But awareness is the power, the focus is the key, unlocking the logic of the mystery. when you see the hand that's pulling at the thread. You can start to write a brand new song instead. You know, we love to blame the universe. We say it just wasn't meant to be, or that's just my luck, or it's just my destiny. But Carl, he saw the script. He knew the engine was running downstairs in the dark. If you never go down there, if you never check the dials, the machine just runs itself. It's not a curse, it's not a tragedy. It's just the things you haven't looked at yet. Don't call it fate, call it an invitation. Turn on the light. Until it drives you crazy. You'll call it fate, you'll call it the stars, while you're sitting behind invisible bars. In this lo-fi space, we find the awe. Standing steady, standing tall. The awareness is the anchor, baby. Let it roll. Lost in the mirror of a midnight gaze, two shadows caught in a sweetheart haze. We're staring deep, we're looking in, wondering where the other starts and where we begin. It's a beautiful room, it's a golden cage, reading the lines on a single page. But if the world is a stage and the sky is white, we're missing the magic that's waiting outside. It's a quiet vibration, a shift in the soul, finally letting go of the inner control. The room is small, but the window is clear, and there's more to the story than what's sitting here. Love's not about just gazing at me or staring at you in a sweet reverie. It's looking outward, baby, side by side, on a long-distance journey, a soulful ride, facing the world in the same direction. That's the ultimate human connection, yeah. The same horizon, the same bright star. That's the rhythm of who we are. Is in the stride, the funk is in the pace, finding the meaning in the open space. Not a circle of two, but a line to the sun, 1,000 miles till the work is done. Hand in hand with the eyes on the goal, that's the real music, the heart of the soul. Building a vision, building a dream, two rivers moving in the very same stream. You know, We think love is just a mirror, two people lost in each other's eyes, and that's beautiful for a moment. But Saint Exupery, he knew the real groove. If you only look at each other, you stop moving. You stay in one place. The real magic happens when you turn your heads, when you find a star on the horizon and say, that's where we're going. Not as two people staring, but as one vision moving together into the